All right, on this one, we're going to begin with the first one, and I'm going to start in orange. We're going to begin at the y-intercept. You remember, this is y equals mx plus b. B is where we begin, and m tells us how we move. So this is your slope, and this is your y-intercept. We always begin with the y-intercept. So I'm going to erase that because we don't have room for that. But we're going to begin at 2. So we're going to start right here. And our slope goes up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. This is a solid line. And you go from one side to the other. And we're going to shade above this line. Oh, sorry, that's not above. This sign is like this, so it's going to be less than, which would shade lower. Okay, so we're going to shade below this line. Okay, so the next one, we're going to start at -2. That's where we begin. And the slope is the same, except this time it's a dashed line. And this time the sign is like that, and you can't write lower, so we have to go higher. So we're going above this line, but only in the part that's already shaded. Okay, on the third one, it's y is greater than -1, and -1 is right here. And so you're only interested in the part that is in the double shade, so it's the green part, but it's above this line. So this is the only part we're looking at, is right in here. Okay, so that's simple. Let's move to the next one. Okay, before we can get going on this one, we have to have these in y equals. So I'm going to solve the first one. You have 3x plus y is less than or equal to 0. Subtract 3x from both sides. And y is less than or equal to -3x. This is the exact same equation as right there. Okay, so the y-intercept here is 0. This is where we begin, and you're going to go up 3. To the left one, because it's a negative slope, it has to go downhill. Or you could go down 3 over 1. It's a solid line. It's a pretty steep line. And it says you're shading below, so you put your pencil on there and you shade below that line. It's everything over here. Okay. The next one is also not in the proper order, and so I'm going to put it in the proper order. I'm going to add 2x because it's subtracted here. And you have y is greater than 2x minus 1. Remember, you begin at the y-intercept, which is -1. And you're going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And this slope goes on, but this time it's a dashed line. If you don't have a solid line under the inequality, you don't have a solid line. Okay, you cannot write lower with that because that doesn't make sense. So you're going to shade above the line, but it's above the line that's already in a shade. That's the part we're looking at. That color's so pretty. Yuck. Okay, last equation we're going to do in blue. And x is greater than -1, which is right here. And it's greater than or equal to it, so it's a solid line. And you're only looking at the part that's in the 2 shades, so this is it. There's hardly anything there. So just a little bitty portion that's above the red line, below the orange line, and to the right of the blue line.